ChatGPT in trouble. OpenAI sued for stealing everything anyone's ever written on the internet. This is the article. But I posted that thing on Facebook in 2013 saying I owned all the words I type on the internet. So Google is next. Their entire business depends on scraping every website in the world non-stop. I can see a case being made if an AI output contained some copyrighted characters or story or article details. But training itself is not stealing. It's literally the same as reading, but by machine neural network rather than organic neural network. You won't believe this. I put some data out on the internet. Yeah. So. And then a computer read the data and learned from it. Gasp. 2022. Only an idiot thinks there is privacy online. Everything you ever post is public. 2023. Kill the evil Ash for using what we posted online. I don't get this. It isn't illegal to access publicly available content online. You can copy and paste it somewhere else. Still not illegal. And the service they provide, ChatGPT, does not contain the content within it. I don't see why copyright would apply here, and wouldn't this mean that search engines are also illegal? Can't really punish them for something that wasn't really a law until now. In fact, it's still a legal gray area. Things may change, but they aren't going to get in trouble for it. This is ludicrous. It's tantamount to saying that everything everyone knows is proof that everyone violated someone else's IP. This is one of the worst aspects of human nature. You do a thing. You're happy with it. You get paid or not. All done and dusted. Then someone else finds your thing useful in some way you never would have dreamed of, and your response is, I want all the money. Is this a joke? This lawsuit is going nowhere. They scraped public information, like many others do. The websites don't own that information. That's how they can claim that they're not liable when the information is false or may incite violence. This is literally almost every online course, especially IT courses that are based on tool documentation. I don't get why OpenAI is being targeted specifically. Metaphors are failing us here. Training a generative AI isn't stealing or copying. Nor is it reading or taking inspiration in the sense that humans do. Scale and the concentration of ownership and power make this a different beast. It is irrevocably here now, though, and we need to collectively decide how we are going to respond to the new situation. There may be lessons from the past, but there are no easy answers I can see. The person who filed the lawsuit has knowledge consisting almost entirely of things that other people have written, and they never pay royalties for it when that knowledge influences their work. So we should all sue them too. It's like when Vanilla Ice was sued in the 90s for sampling. It could be argued that training AI to generate commentary, summary, and/or fan fiction based on copyrighted material without actually copying and distributing the copyrighted material or any part of it falls under fair use. AI does not copy the material it learns in its own database. It merely analyzes the text for patterns and relationships. Might as well just sue everyone who has ever read stuff online and then used it as inspiration to write something else. That's all ChatGPT is doing. But on a much large scale. Unless you invent your own totally new language. Anytime you speak or write, you are reusing words and phrases you have heard and read elsewhere. I totally agree with it. There's stuff on there that ChatGPT has access to for free that the rest of us have to pay for. Medical journals for one. The owners of ChatGPT should respond to this lawsuit using only ChatGPT. Lol, really? Technically it read everything anyone's ever written on the internet. Not stole. I'm not stealing Reddit. Merely reading it. It is just my puny fingers and brain that manage to read only 20 posts per day. If this was true, why hasn't Facebook been sued for the same? That's exactly how they started Facebook. String the personal information of students at the college Zuckerberg was at. Stealing. I can't tell if this is satire. If ChatGPT is accused of getting info online without consent, so should Google. Google has done the same thing since the 90s. Can you own things anything? If you post on public domain. Those guys are seeking 3B from OpenAI and MS Bing. Maybe the singularity can get us past the idea of owning ideas. Imagine if the person who invented fire insisted nobody else could ever use fire because it was their intellectual property. Hey, wait. This reminds me of that scene in Project Hail Mary, great book by Andy Weir by the way, where a side character faces trial for downloading literally everything in the world onto the Hail Mary ship. Could they have asked ChatGPT how to get out of this? To follow this, I'm going to need OpenAI to steal everything everyone writes about the perspectives on any problems associated with them stealing everything that anyone writes. Wait. Hold on. They're not actually copying it. They are simply reading it. Is that right? What if you write a textbook? ChatGPT is trained on it. And everyone simply uses ChatGPT to get the content or ideas in your book instead of buying your book. Everything that's public on the internet is open to you. Don't want that. You don't have to go in the internet wit your you think ChatGPT inventors have not lawyer who have clarified this before. I also kind of agree with this. As these models get more and more powerful and cause more economic disruption, we need to acknowledge that they only exist because of public data and public infrastructure. People should be compensated for creating the data giant AI systems use. Barbara, 56, of Northampton said they stole my poetry, right off my public web page. I'm livid. So does everyone else though. I guess when a writer uses the word impartial, they should be accused of copying Shakespeare. Everything ever created is a copy of something you've seen or experienced in your life. Every single thing. Even when Shakespeare created the word laughable, it was a product of his life experiences and education. Downloading things from public websites can't be defined as stealing. This, my friends, is what is called a shakedown. Cool. I really hope the courts create a precedent that learning stuff and using that knowledge to make things is illegal. Then China can pull ahead in the AI race and finally put Pax Americana in the trash heap of history, where it belongs. This is a dangerous lawsuit because the outcomes are equally shitty and may end the internet as it was. Start looking for an exit, folks. Anyone can sue anyone for anything. Until there is a guilty verdict. This is barely news. ChatGPT is definitely not in trouble. Lol. Those idiots must sue the internet then because everything anyone's ever written is already on the internet. I hope the judge toss their suit. Is this surprising anyone? It's a tech company in America that often enough gives no shit about laws. And AI needs massive amount of training data. No one pays for that amount of data. You couldn't even get it anyway. Except stealing it.